Hey trappers, Dale Billingsley here, Billingsley Brand Lures. So I had a request to show how I stake and set these #1 long springs that I use for raccoon in these trails. So that's what I'm out here doing today. It's pretty simple, pretty fast, really effective. So without any further ado, let's kind of get started here. Okay, you see we got a Raccoon Trail there, and then if you just come over here just about, I don't know, 12, 14 feet, we got another one right here. Now this one, you can see, maybe if I get out of the shadow, there's coon tracks right there. So they're coming across that alfalfa field out yonder. Actually, it's more of a foxtail field than it is alfalfa, but anyway. So they're coming out across there, and they're coming to this standing corn right over there. So let's set this thing up, and I'll show you what I'm doing here. Okay, so I went ahead and put my pogo in, and this is the way I attach them with those big split rings. And I look for the narrowed down spot in the trail. And right at this moment, the only really narrowed down spot that I have here is right here where the tall grass meets the short. So we'll go ahead and set our trap. Bear with me, guys. I forgot my tripod, so I'm trying to do this one-handed on my selfie stick, and it's not really working out the best. So just bear with me. Okay. So we got our trap set. All I do, this is it. This is all that I do. I lay it in the trail. I make sure that it's seated down in there good and solid. It's not going to tip. It's not going to rock. As you can see, I've got the coon coming between the jaws and not over the jaws. That's very important. And then what I do, I just take a little bit of grass, and I mean a little bit. Doesn't take much. And I lay it right there over that trap. And that's it. That's all it takes. No bait, no lure, no digging a bed, no Mickey Mousing around. Just stake the trap, set the trap, cover it a little bit, and get on down the road to the next one. Then if I was going to set this trail, I would more than likely do the same thing. I would go up there to the narrowed down spot where the high grass meets the short. That's where the set would be. And then more than likely what I would do on both of these trails is I would come back down here somewhere in the trail, as long as I had room to do it, and I would hang a couple of snares in these trails. So I'd have like 3 sets on this side of the road, or that trail up there, and then 3 down here on this trail. Then I would come across the road and try to find them coming across, which is right here on this trail. And again, I would pick the narrow spot, or 3, whatever there is, which is, there's one right there, and there's another one right up yonder, and I would drop a pair of footholds in there, and then more than likely up here on top I would go ahead and hang another snare. And the trail here comes right beside that little pin oak. So again, you go down it, you find the narrowed down spots, you pop in your footholds, and if you can, if there's plenty of cover, which there is here, I would go ahead and put in a couple of conibears and just kill them. And then if it's legal and you can do that, by all means do it. Dead coon don't get away. But if not, put in your footholds in the narrowed down places. And then again, if you can hang snares, hang them. Alright guys, so we've got another little coon trail right there. I would back off of the fence just a little bit so the raccoon didn't get caught up in the barbed wire, but I would pop in another foothold there. Then right there where it makes that little bend, around those two bunches of grass right there. I would put another foothold right there. Then I would come up here and I would put another one right there in that narrowed down spot. So you got 3 more right there. And we didn't go, I don't know, well, there's 50 yards there. So we might be 70 yards from where we just were. And there's another trail in between these two, or those two spots. Another trail right there in that low spot. A funny little story about this trail right here that we're on. We're in the middle of an Amish community. And about 15 years ago, I had 3 footholds set in that trail on opening day, and when you know it, sure enough, check day, Sunday, there's a skunk. Well, back then I was still head shooting everything because I thought I had to be in such a big hurry all the time, so I went ahead and I head shot him. Of course, he pissed everywhere. It was one of them mornings that the air was really heavy and it was damp, and that old yeller just kind of hung in the air, you know, across the road. Amish come by here going to church dressed up in their Sunday best, and they rode right through that old yeller fog. The old man turned around and hollered at me. He said, "It's kind of rank, isn't he?" I said, "Yes, sir. You're sorry about that." Well, I'll bet they got run back out of church. Kind of a funny little deal. Alright guys, that kind of concludes this little video, and I sure appreciate each and every one of you tuning in to watch. If you would, please hit that subscribe button for me. I sure appreciate it. We're less than 150 away from 1,000, guys. If we could get me to 1,000, I'd sure appreciate it a bunch. Also, leave me a comment down below and hit that thumbs up button. I greatly appreciate it all. You all are leaving me some really good comments, and you're giving me some really good content to film for you, and I sure do appreciate that too. Once again, this is Dale Billingsley with another one, signing out.